Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? This is Jim from the Pain PT. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, and you'll get links and reminders when new videos drop. All the information here is free and for your use. I do these videos to help you guys. If you are looking for more support, reach out to me. I offer individual and group coaching to dive deeper into some of these concepts and how they can apply to you and your own healing. You can learn more at my website, thepainpt.com. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of building emotional awareness and expression. The importance of building emotional awareness and expression. And in relation to these type of somatic symptoms that are not your traditional physical structural symptoms, when your brain and nervous system is involved, we have to look at emotion. Emotion is one of the things that is generated by your brain, by your limbic brain and your amygdala in particular. And it filters down through your nervous system into your body. Emotions or feelings are something the brain creates that is expressed internally. And a lot of times with emotions, we express them externally, right? Through facial expressions, through words, through physical actions, things like that. So we want to build emotional awareness. That's your first thing. A lot of people who have these physical somatic conditions, as Dr. Sarno found out, where there were people who typically were more likely to be not as emotionally expressive. This doesn't apply to everybody, but it does apply to a large number of people that I see. I believe Dr. Sarno was right. People tend to hold their feelings in more. They're not typically the type of person who wears emotions on their sleeve. And so they're a bit more suppressive or a bit more repressive. Remember, emotional repression is when you're holding in emotion, but you're not even aware that you're feeling that emotion. Whereas emotional suppression is when you actually know you feel some emotion, but you're holding it back. You're not expressing it. You're suppressing it internally. Both suppression and repression can cause some more activation in your body physiologically and can cause and contribute to these somatic symptoms. So building emotional awareness is something we need to build in many of us who are dealing with these conditions. And that can start with just the recognition of how you're feeling. So I tell people you should take emotional timeouts during the day to call a timeout, check in. How are you feeling right now? I feel. You can download an emotion wheel. In fact, I'll include one here on the show notes that you can look at. So that's helpful to start using more emotional words in your vocabulary, whether you say them to yourself or you say them out loud when you're talking to people. Okay, we want to be able to emote. We're not stones. We're not always great. Oh, I'm fantastic today. Oh, I feel no worries. Nothing's a problem. We want to be able to use our words. I feel, hey, I feel dismayed right now. I feel scared. I'm nervous. I feel. So the words I feel, and then putting a word, an emotional word to describe something is very valuable. I won't go through all this neuroscience today, but studies showing that when we affect label, which is put words to feelings, it reduces the activity in the limbic brain. It reduces the amygdala activity down. It also reduces the emotional intensity. So the more emotional words we're using, especially to describe how we're feeling, the more we're releasing these emotions. And this is what people naturally do, right? When they have conversations with close friends or partners, they emote, hey, I feel this way about this. And they get it off their chest, so to speak. And what happens is they release emotion. But again, a lot of people have a tendency to hold in their emotion and they have a tendency to not know what they're feeling. That's the awareness. So having an emotional wheel can be helpful. And what we see, there's a term called alexithymia. And I've spoken about this before. It's on my YouTube channel. You can find it. Alexithymia is when you have an inability or difficulty knowing what you're feeling and putting words to feelings. You don't know how you're feeling. You can't describe it very well. And so this is a very real condition that a lot of people with chronic pain and chronic symptoms have. It is related to emotional suppression and repression. So we have emotional awareness, right? That's your first step. I always say your awareness is your first step so you can become aware of your emotions more readily, more easily. And then the second part of this is emotional expression, being able to express this emotion. There's different ways we can do this, right? We can verbalize it, and typically we use words. We can internally acknowledge how we're feeling just by making a connection internally. We can physically express emotions. For example, somebody who's sad might emote through crying. Okay. For example, we have different strategies with anger. We can do what's called imaginal aggression, which is a strategy I teach a lot of people, as well as cursing or swearing, either in our mind or if it's appropriate out loud. Those are releases of that emotion. We can be assertive. We can speak up and communicate the anger in a healthy way. That's an expression. We can write it down. We can do some other things. We can channel the anger into something else, right? So I'm just using that one emotion as an example, but we have different ways to express and work with all our emotions, like fear, and sadness, and grief, shame, and guilt. Okay, so we have all emotions on the table here. We want to learn to become more aware in how to work with these emotions, something I certainly work on with people one-to-one in my sessions and also in our group sessions. More emotional awareness. What am I feeling? And then what to do with this emotion, how to express it. So again, we have verbal expression. We have written expression. That's like journaling or expressive writing. A lot of people have started to do that. We have imaginal expression, like I said, in your mind. You can imagine the emotion coming out through words, through conversations, through imaginal aggression. We have physical expression where it comes out the body in a physical way, like crying, potentially shaking or something like this. We have different ways to release emotion. But the key here is that we learn to have expression, not repression, not suppression. We're trying to build this skill. It's emotional awareness, is an emotional intelligence skill. So is expression. They're also called emotion regulation skills. So we know, and I've talked about these on the channel as well, affect labeling is simply putting words to your feelings. That's one expression. Another strategy for regulating these emotions is called reappraisal, cognitive reappraisal. That's reappraising situations, people, places, things that trigger your emotions, looking at them differently. Again, I go over a lot more of this in detail with the people I work with, how we can combine these strategies together to have more emotional intelligence, to have more emotional awareness, to have more emotional expression. So I'll continue to talk about emotions. They're really important. Your brain produces them and they can end up in our body and end up contributing to or causing your somatic sensations. So they are an important category for you to look at and address to see how you are with your emotions. And like I said, many people struggle with emotions and learning how to work with them. So it is something we want to look at. If you guys like the video, again, give it a thumbs up. I'm really happy to share this information with you. Again, if you want more details or how to work with this, reach out to me. It's an area that I work on with people. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.